Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel. If you are like me, it is absolutely boiling in the UK right now. So if you are taking in this mini heat wave that we're all having, then I applaud you. I absolutely applaud you. But tonight we are going to do a first look at, and what this is going to base on is basically Championship clubs. And we've got to start with Swansea City, and I'm absolutely delighted to say that I've been joined by Mr. Rhys Bish from Swans Away Days. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Last few days have been very warm, but in Wales it is pretty a lot cooler and pretty cloudy. So yeah, it's probably not as sunny as Scotland right now, thankfully. But yeah, I'm doing well, thanks.
It's a good pleasure to have you on the channel, and yeah, hopefully a better season ahead for Swansea. And I have seen Mr. Nathan is in the chat. Hi, both. Two keyboards are at the ready for this stream. I wonder why.
Probably be shut comment I make.
And obviously, you're laughing at Nathan's comment. Obviously, first rules, obviously, housekeeping. Please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. We are getting ever so closer to 1.9k. Then it'll be on the road to 2k as well. Sporadically getting back into things as well. So really looking forward to this one. Hello to John Conway and hello to Cedric as well. So we will talk about. Let's talk about your sort of season last season. A bit of an up and down season, it has to be said. You did end the season 15th. Were you disappointed with last season?
I think it's understandable where we finished in terms of the manager coming in. I think it was 4 days before the first game of the season. Obviously, Steve Cooper left halfway through pre-season. Took us a while to get marked in with a compensation MK Dons. Obviously, man had to bring his players in. So it was a little bit of an up-and-turvy start. But we did get going, especially after Christmas. Picked up a few wins. Consistency improved a lot. Had some really good results towards the end of the season. I think we lost only 2 in 11 towards the end. So yeah, disappointed to finish 15th for the end. But I can understand it in terms of the period which we were going through, and obviously the transfer windows didn't help either with losing players. But yeah, 15th, obviously it's not good finishing that low, but I can understand it. But I would not take 15th again this year, because I think we can definitely build on that now.
Yeah, and some obviously some of the the highs. Yeah, sorry Nathan, if you're watching this. Were the big 2 wins against Cardiff City. I mean, you were at both of them. The 4-0 at the Cardiff City Stadium, which I think Nathan obviously will be like, yeah, don't speak about that. Don't speak about that. But for you, that would have just been absolutely dreamland, that one.
Yeah, it was absolutely immense. North either side have done the double or league double in 110 years, so history made. It was a lot of probably nerves going into the game from us, because we went on great form. I think Cardiff's form was a little bit better than ours, and then being at home, you'd fancy, obviously in derbies, probably fancy the home side, with Cardiff Sunday both being equal-ish last season. But yeah, it was really, really good for us. Cardiff, I must say, they were really poor in that game. Their players just didn't look like they wanted the challenge. We wanted it more, and that's the thing with derby. Sometimes the quality's not there. It's just whoever wants it more. But yeah, it was absolutely remarkable. Whatever happens to Swansea City against Cardiff this year, we can always say we've done the first double. I've done vlogs in it, so yeah. And I think that was my 4th South Wales derby game against Cardiff. I've not seen us concede either, so yeah, I've got a really good record going to Cardiff City games and not seeing them score. So yeah, it was really, really good.
You're like a lucky mascot then, you'd have to say.
I think it was on Nathan's birthday as well, actually, the 4-0.
I do believe so. Happy birthday, mate. But yeah, I'm just looking at your results here. Obviously, 16 wins, 13 draws, and 17 defeats. Very, very inconsistent, it has to be said.
Yeah, very inconsistent. Like I said, the majority of those losses were in the first half of the season, especially away from home, where we were not great. But last couple of months of the season, we were doing well. I remember, performing quite well against Fulham up until half time, and then obviously we had a red card, but it was not going to go into that. We were 3-0 up at Bournemouth against one stage as well, but obviously their quality just brought it back in the end. So yeah, we had some really, really decent results in the end of the season. But I just think, the lack of depth, and defensively especially, where we had a lot of players who were quite short at the back, which didn't help at all. But yeah, we've some really impressive players in the summer. So hopefully, things will improve defensively and score a lot more goals and keep a lot more clean sheets.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I am actually looking at some of those results. Like the Bournemouth 3-3 game. I mean, I actually remember. I remember I was in work and I saw this result, and like Bournemouth were obviously going for obviously the promotion, etc. And 3-0 down, and then you allowed them to get back to 3-3, and it was the same with the Reading game, wasn't it? You were like 4-1 up, and then it was like 4-4.
It's an interesting one with both of those games. In the Reading game, we took Flynn Downs off a 4-1 up. And, conceded 3 goals because Flynn Downs went off was obviously a big blow because he huge part of the midfield. And same with the Bournemouth game, we had an injury to Ben Gabango at 3-0 up here. You have to get substituted. And I think we brought on Corey Smith because we had no defensive options. And then obviously they brought Kiefer Moore on, and because of our short defensive options, Kiefer Moore just absolutely bullied us. So yeah, it was a tale of when one of our key players went off injured, that we had no one off the bench, and that was our main problem last season. Good start in 11, but the bench was League One quality at best.
Yeah, definitely. Nathan is in the chat here. I never expected to chant, "You're not fit to wear the shirt" to any player in a derby match ever. No, no, definitely not. And it's day after it was. Oh well. At least it was not actually on your birthday. Anyway, but well, obviously, we've talked a wee bit about obviously some of the games that you're obviously looking forward to. I imagine one of those games is definitely the South Wales Derby as well. But is there any other games you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing probably Luton, actually. I enjoyed playing Luton, obviously. Nathan Jones, Welsh manager, so it was like versing Welsh opponents. Luton will be a tough game. Looking forward to that. Sunderland, again, massive club. Haven't been to Sunderland since the Premier League days, so I'm looking forward to versing them again. Not really bothered with Norwich, Watford. I'm looking forward. I haven't been to Watford in a long, long time. That's like a decent ground. Just teams like Bristol City, of course, who we've got a slight right with, and so probably those.
Right, definitely, and I'd be like you as well. Norwich, doesn't really excite me. Watford away is a very, very nice ground. Don't get me wrong. And then obviously you've got you've got Turf Moor, as well. Gary Richards is in the chat. Good evening, Gary. One thinks, I think you meant to say Swansea there. One thing, Swansea in a couple of years' time, they will be back in the Prem. Great club and great city. There we go. Hi, Ryan. I'm not too bad. Absolutely boiling at the moment, but not too bad as well. And lots of northern away days this season. Yes, I was just thinking that. I mean, you're one that travels home and away constantly, as well. So I imagine that some of those trips. Forgive me for saying this, but I do know that you do have to get up extremely, extremely early.
Yes, it's ridiculous. I know people say why are Welsh teams in the English League and all that, but it is ridiculously early. I think we have actually gone to the most miles travelled again this season. I think Middlesbrough, I think Norwich are second, Middlesbrough third, I think Cardiff are fourth. So what people forget about Sunday and Cardiff is that we've got it takes an hour to get to Cardiff from Swansea. So for Cardiff, but we've got to do an extra 2 hours on the way there and back. So it's ridiculous early. Sunderland, Middlesbrough's up there this season. Hull, Blackpool, Preston, Wigan, Blackburn, Burnley. I can go on and on and on. And there's a lot of northern away days. So hopefully the following from us is good. But it's going to be a lot of long trips this season as usual.
I can imagine, but obviously they will be feeling very, very good to have basically to be if you feel better after a win, of course, but like a loss on a long travel like that, not great. As Bluebird Legend says, hello, Paul. Hope you are well as well, and also hope you enjoyed Greece, cause I think you guys were at. I was in Rhodes a wee while ago, and it has to be said that we were very, very close to each other, literally a boat away. So next time. North Sunderland and Middlesbrough are long treks. Yes. 100% they are. 100% they are. Hello, Douglas and chat. Congratulations on the wedding. Thank you. Appreciate that. How goes it, Nathan? You're looking forward to the season? It takes me 40 minutes from SA1 to Cardiff. Wow.
That's about
That
traffic.
is that is really very very bad as well. But having a look at your obviously results, pre-season, I've seen all of your videos. Only one defeat, which I
Yeah.
think is pretty good for I know it's only pre-season. You're away to Charlton this weekend. Are you going there?
No, I don't really bother with the pre-season games. To be honest, save my money for the main season.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously start of the season against Rotherham. Now, if anyone was watching Rhys's stream, you actually said, and I quote, "I bet we get Rotherham." 5 minutes later, what comes out? Rotherham against
Yeah.
Swansea.
I actually predicted Rotherham away as well, which is pretty mental. I don't know. I just thought that we're always away from home. Cardiff always get the first home game, and obviously both sides can't be home at the same time. So I was thinking, newly promoted side potentially, and I was going for the teams, and Rotherham just stuck out to me. So I thought I put my neck on the line, and I got it right. Should have put a bet on it, but
Yeah, definitely. Really looking forward to it. Need a striker. Yes, I believe James Collins, I think, has gone to Derby. I
Derby,
think.
yeah. So I think they're left with Max Waters and Mark Harris, and I think Isaac Davis, who I believe's injured at the moment.
You need a big presence up there.
I think
That's
they
what.
could get Dwight Gale, but he's going to Stoke.
That's a good move for him. City finally have our strike. Yeah, I know you've got Erling Haaland as well, Pete. But I hope you're good, Pete. And like you, I would imagine that you are feeling very very warm because I know it'll be very very warm in the States. There. Just looking at some of your players, obviously. One of the main things I think I can see from this, you've managed to keep Joe Piro.
Yeah. Don't know how we've kept him. Maybe it's a price tag of putting teams off, but he's only got 2 years left in his deal now. So if he has another good year, a year left in his contract, we might not get as much as we want this summer. But yeah, it's big. I think he finished joint third top goal scorer last season with Andreas Weimann and Ben Burton Diaz. But yeah, he had a really, really good season last year. Again, this season, he was not going to play as much as a striker because of Michael Obafemi. Sorry, Doug, he did score against Scotland. Sorry to mention that.
Stunning goal it was as well.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible finish. But yeah, I think Perot, very good season last year. Still young. But yeah, how we've kept him, I don't know. And hopefully he can have another good season.
Yeah, they definitely. And there is one name that will be obviously dominating the headlines, and it is that the Welsh Xavi is back. How excited are you to see Joe Allen back in a Swansea shirt?
Absolutely buzzing. Obviously, he was massive for Wales to try and get us to the World Cup, and he was very, very big in those performances against Austria and Ukraine. But yeah, it's really, really good signing. Losing Flynn down to the blow, but getting someone like Joe Allen with experience, knowing the club. Played for teams like Liverpool before as well, big clubs. So yeah, I'm really excited to Joe Allen. People will say, age is not on his side, but 32, you see plenty of players these days play on to their 35s, 36s, still playing very, very good football. So yeah, Allen to Swansea, very, really good. Just getting back from an injury he suffered for Wales, so I don't think he'll be fit for the first game of the season. But yeah, it's going to be a really, really good signing, and he's took a huge wage cut to get him back as well.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at some of your players as well. Oh, Joe Allen's actually becoming number 7 this season, so that is very very interesting. Olivier Ntcham, obviously people will remember him from obviously his Southampton days, his Celtic days as well. He seems a very very good a good player as well. One name I want to actually say, Jay Fulton. I remember when he was actually playing in the Falkirk Youth. So he's come a long way. As well. But do you think with the signings that you've made, do you think you need any more signings?
Depth-wise, we're looking quite good up front. We've got a few good options. Obviously, the loan players coming back as well will help us out massively. One area we do need to strengthen is definitely that right wing back role. We've actually got no established right wing backs at the moment in the club. Obviously, Ethan Laird, unlikely that he'll come back as he's linked with Ajax. Cyrus Christie still a free agent at the moment, so we could get back, but his wages are a little bit of a problem. Same with Jesse Lingard, really, to return to West Ham. Wages are a huge problem, so it's a shame that Christie won't one prefers football over the wages. But yeah, hopefully we can get one, like I was saying to my mate, all the Premier League sides are on tour at the moment. So when they come back, that's when they might be loaned into their youngsters. But yeah, right wing back's definitely an area we need to improve up front for the five. Maybe a bit more, one more creative player. But Cameron Congre's really going to be impressive this season. Apparently Rangers wanted them on loan, which I read the days, but he signed a new deal, so he'll be staying. So yeah, just a right wing back, and I'll be very, very happy with our business.
Yeah, definitely. There is a comment here I want to just put up. Hang on a minute. Remember we nearly signed him once. Did Cardiff nearly sign Holland? Is that right? Wow, I did not know that. I had no idea you guys almost signed Holland.
Solskjaer at Cardiff.
It would have been. It probably would have been. How many seasons ago was that? And then he's like, when Ollie was in charge, added to the long list of failed transfers, including BBD, Luis Diaz, Jared Bowen, etc. Wow. Imagine if you had all those players, Nathan. Imagine if you had all them players. That's mental. That is absolutely mental. So, going away from obviously like players who's obviously signed, what are your expectations for next season?
For me, if we can get a challenge for top 6, I'll be very, very happy. I think that's where we should expect. Like I said, we've got two of the best front men in the league, and Obafemi and Pro for me. We've got Ben Cabango, who is very, very good indeed. Harry Darling, who was in the League One team of the season last year. So yeah, we've got really good options. So it'd be a shame if we can't chance with top 6. I think that's majority of mid-tables and teams trying to get out top 6. We've done it before, obviously not under Russell Martin and Steve Cooper, but we have done it before. And yeah, just a bit more consistent. Of course, everyone's going to lose games. Man City, Liverpool, everyone's going to lose games this season. No one wants to, but it's just so hard to go undefeated, especially in the Championship. So yeah, a top 6 near enough around, as long as we challenge. Like, I don't want to be in April and we're 15th, 16th, got nothing to play for, because there's nothing worse as a fan of the Championship than going into a game and you've got nothing to play for. So yeah, hopefully top 6. And I just think top 2 is a little bit ambitious when you see some of the teams like Watford, who've still got Sarr, Dennis, Burnley, we've still got and Scott Twine, and Norwich, who've got Pookie. So yeah, top 2 is a bit unrealistic for me, but top 6, I think, definitely.
Pookie party, as they like to say. What about the cups? I know you've got Oxford United in the cup. Again, that's another long trip for a Swansea supporter to make.
Yeah, it's Southern Drawn. It's still 3.5 hours there. But yeah, got a bit of history with them. We did lose against them in the FA Cup. I think it was 6 or 7 years ago now, where they beat us 3-2. Kamal Roof scored 2 on that day. They were in League 2, we were in the Premier League at the time. So yeah, it'll be a tough game. I'd like us to progress, but the main thing is league, and obviously, if we can get to the second round, a bit more money in the tank, and hope maybe that can pay for a loan player.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at your fixtures. Obviously, you've got Rotherham to begin with. Then it's Blackburn at home, Blackpool away, Millwall at home, Luton Town at home, and then Middlesbrough away. That's not bad. That's actually not too bad. A first 6 games of the season.
Yeah, we're not playing anyone who recently got relegated from the Prem until October time, so we've got a really decent, on paper, 2 months where we've got some favourable home fixtures, some favourable away fixtures. So fixture-wise, we're doing quite good. It's just important that we take advantage of that. I'm sure teams will look at Swansea home and away and thinking, no, that could be 3 points there. But yeah, favourable fixtures.
Definitely. And Russell Martin is now obviously in his sort of second full season, I think, in charge of Swansea. Have you taken to his style of football?
Took quite a while to get used to. I've got to admit, in the early days where we, get some poor results, I was thinking, I'm not sure if this is the right guy for the club. But I've stuck to it. I know a lot of opposition fans, when they beat us, say, it's boring style of play, which I can understand. But when you win and you play the passing style of play, it's so fascinating to watch, because when you're 1-2, 3-0 up, you know 9 times out of 10 that you will be winning this game of football with the style of play. And look, I think the longer Martin's at the club, the more interesting we'll play. And Cardiff fans, for all their banter they were giving Swansea for our style of play, you watch that 4-0 defeat and we absolutely out-footballed them. Cardiff's only real thing was crosses from their right wing back and corners and free kicks. That was it. So yeah, it's an interesting style of play. Can frustrate you at times when results not going your way, but it's a process and we've got to be realistic with it.
I know, and of the three sort of coming up now, I mean, obviously Rotherham are definitely going to be in a relegation battle. Wigan, hard to say, but I think everyone's looking forward to the return of Sunderland, because a big club like that, I mean, 4 years away from the championship is quite obscene. And actually, in that time, you've obviously had 3 seasons of Sunderland till I die, as well. So, I mean, of the three, who do you think is going to go down? Or actually, of the three, who do you think is likelier to stay up?
Take out the three, Sunderland are definitely the most likely to stay up. They've got a huge stadium, which obviously will back them, be the 12th man. Alex Neil, I really, really rate him as a manager. I think over the last few years, he's been very, very harshly treated by a few pundits and a few people. I think, he did a fantastic job with Norwich. I've personally did a very, very reasonable job with not much budget. And, look at Sunderland. He took over 5-6 months. He's got promoted already. So, yeah, definitely Sunderland will be the team who finish high out the three. I know there's going to be a lot of expectation, but I really like the signing of the Arsenal defender. I can't remember his name. I think it was Ballard. He had a really, really good season with Millwall. Jack Clark, another decent signing if you get him playing good football. So, yeah, and obviously they got Ross Stewart, who had a fantastic season last year. Yeah,
definitely. And Ross Stewart, I remember him at Ross County. I remember Ross County. But again, obviously looking at your team, you've obviously got Ben Gabango, Joe Allen. Like, it is World Cup year, so it is a big, big year for the Swansea players. So, looking at this squads, do you think there'll be like places to try and get into the World Cup squads for these players?
Yeah, definitely. I think Joe Allen will definitely be a starter for Wales. I think it's a big half a season for Ben Gabango. He's been in and around the Wales squad, but he's not actually been able to establish himself as a first-team regular. He's played in a few friendlies, but obviously him getting injured just for the end of the season stopped him trying to help Wales qualify. But look, I think he's a very, very good defender, still very young. And hopefully, for my Swansea point of view, you can get in the Welsh squad. But, if you look at the Welsh squad now compared to a few years ago, we've got so much quality and depth that, one of Daniel James or Brennan Johnson probably won't be starting because they're playing the same position, which is ridiculous. So, Wales squad's really, really packed. And hopefully there's at least 2 Swansea players in that squad in Qatar.
Yeah, definitely. On the topic of Dennis, apparently Forest, my goodness me, they're signing player after player after player. Yeah. Apparently they're interested in signing Dennis now.
Well, I hope so, because if Watford manage to keep Emmanuel Dennis in the Championship, then I'll be very worried.
Yeah, especially with I think Burnley are losing older players. I've noticed because so there's two clubs in for Dwight McNeil as well, and obviously they've lost Tarkowski, they've lost Ben Mee. They've obviously lost Nick Pope. They've lost Wayne Hennessy as well. So Vincent Kompany's got a bit of a rebuild there. How do you think they'll do this season?
I think a lot of people are overhyping them, to be honest. I think Vincent Kompany's very unproven. He's not managed in the English league before. I think he's signed quite a lot of young players, which is going to put a lot of expectation on them. And I think people forget that Burnley, it'll take quite a while for them to transition to this nice passing team. So I don't think Burnley will get top 2 like many predicted. And I think, I remember when, I can't remember, there's a team who came down to the Championship a few years ago and they spent loads of money and they just don't get back up. So I think Burnley have made the wrong choice of appointing Kompany, to be honest. I think they should have gone with someone more Championship experience, like an Alex Neil, for example, if he was available. But yeah, I don't think Burnley will go back up this year. They've got a good squad, don't get me wrong, but sometimes getting down from the Premier League to the Championship is very hard. And the team I was thinking of was Stoke when they came down. They spent a bit of money.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, they've got Aidan Flint now. Good luck, Stoke.
Scored an own goal yesterday against Bristol Rovers.
I saw it, yeah.
I actually think Michael O'Neill for Stoke will be the first manager sacked because their fans are not happy with him in charge, even though it's pre-season.
Wow. That is, something to definitely look ahead to. Only players who played well, the rest couldn't be bothered. Hello, Brian. Good luck to Swansea this season too. Absolutely. Rich is in. Hello, Rich. Hope you're good. Brian, this is ridiculous. 180k for Lingard. Talk of Forest paying that.
Is it? I tell you what, Forest could be in huge trouble if they get relegated. I know you've got to take a gamble, but £180,000 a week for Jesse Lingard,
Jesse Lingard,
I believe, is absolutely ridiculous. And to be fair, West Ham, David Moyes wanted him, but he's just taken the mick out of West Ham. At the end of the day, West Ham got let Lingard's career back on track. And, the way he's treated West Ham in terms of, not giving them a decision is a joke. And, Forest paying that sort of money is really, really a big gamble, because if they get relegated, they could be in huge financial trouble.
Yeah, definitely. And Bluebird Legend saying Bellamy assistant manager at Burnley.
Yeah, so I think he got sacked or left card because a few. I think there was a issue of some youngsters or something like that. There was a investigation going on. But yeah, I think Bellamy, taking my Swansea hat off, I think it's a good appointment. He's got bags of experience, can help the youngsters like Scott Twine maybe in the creative aspects of the Championship. So yeah, it's a good appointment from company, that.
Yeah, by the way, if you are watching the women's game, Spain have just scored against England. So it's 1-0 to Spain. So yeah, England are going to have to come from behind. Very, very interesting. Hello, Ballum. Hello, sorry, joined late. Will Swansea finish above Cardiff? I'm going to say yes. Do you see Swansea getting the playoffs? That's another interesting one.
No, not for me. I think we'll challenge, but I think we'll just fall short.
And to answer your other question, Ballum, Jan Donda is actually at Ross County. Believe it or not.
Malky Mackay.
Interesting indeed. West Ham need a backup striker. Yes, good point. Bish, just seen Leon Britton has quit Swansea.
Yeah, he was an under-23 coach. The reason he's left, which I read the article, is that he wants to spend a lot more time with his family. He's been in football 30 years, he said, and just wants to spend more time with his family, which is fair enough at the end of the day. Swansea legend, and obviously his number's been given to Joe Allen now. So a bit of a shame he won't be at Swansea anymore, Britain. But if a guy who's had a fantastic career wants to spend time with his family, then I totally understand that.
Yeah, definitely, and a very, very good wee player Leon Britton was when Swansea were obviously in the Premier League, and yeah, definitely. Hello, Rhys. Joe Allen is a good experienced player there for the squad now. Are you for or against the manager Martin? Some fans on Twitter aren't for him. I think. Do you mean Russell? I think you mean Russell Martin, Ballum. I don't think Martin Allen, I think, is at Cheltenham or somewhere like that.
I think some fans towards the end of last season got more on Martin's back because of us bottling Leeds to Red and Bournemouth. But yeah, I think it's the most positive I've seen Swansea fan base in a long time. Usually there's a lot of arguments going on, but Swans have been, the club now have been really, really helpful to communicate with the fans. They've asked us what songs we want to play before games and stuff like that. So, they're just trying to get the fans pleased. The only thing I don't like about the Swans this season is the ticket prices and the home kit, but, you can't get everything right, I suppose.
Yeah, why don't we speak about that home kit? Who on earth had that idea? And if anyone saw my Premier League video, I was talking so much about collars. Swansea's collar has just gone right up there. I thought the Leicester City one was really bad, but the Swansea one, oh dear.
Yeah, oh dear. I think the majority of fans, when it came out, were not happy. They were saying, who the hell has sponsored this kit? We've actually got two different sponsors. We've got one sponsor for the home shirt, one sponsor for the away shirt, two local companies, which I like. But yeah, it's a really, really poor call. I'm not a big fan of the kit either. There's too much space in between the white kits. I think they've tried to over-complicate it. They've tried to go for a retro theme, but yeah, it's just not planned out, and I will definitely not be buying that, whatever the price.
No, definitely not. I mean, that collar is just really awful. It's like I can see what they're trying to do, like the V-neck. The away one, I'm not even going to say anything because people will be like, yeah, it's definitely Blackpool, it's definitely Rangers, it's definitely a combination of them. Anyway, but there was a lot of high hopes for your home kit as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, usually a white kit is some of the best you see. It's a pretty simple kit and it's pretty hard to make it go wrong. I remember in the Premier we had that bit of gold and white, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Got some really nice kits over the years, but yeah, this season it's a shame. It's a shame.
It is a shame. Brian Morrissey, Viva España, he is saying. Thanks for telling me about him, Douglas Yan, Russell Martin, my bad. I mean, there's a home kit. Where do we start? Away.
Yeah, like I said, Nathan's not really a big fan of the away kit because it's got Rangers colours, and I know Nathan's a very, very loyalist Welshman. Let's say that.
Yeah, I did see that. Oh, here we go, crikey. As the Championship is competitive, which three do you see going down? And Michael Obafemi did okay there. Which manager will be sold? Favourite Swansea manager is Brenda. I am going to say this now. I think the three that are going to go... I've not done my predictions yet, but at this moment in time, I think Rotherham are certain to go back down.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm worried for Birmingham City. I'll have to say. I'll say Birmingham City. Do you know what? Maybe Reading.
Yeah, some smart choices. I'm actually going to go for two of the three golf. I think Rotherham, as much as I like Paul Warne, as much as I like Rotherham United, the quality's just not there. Two of their best players left to join Sheffield Wednesday in League One, so yeah, I can only see them go down. Again, Reading, there's no particular order, by the way. Reading, I think, are going to go down. They could have a few potential point deductions in there as well. There's a lot of financial issues. Paul Ince as manager is just a huge no-no for me. Jeff Hendrick, Shane Long, they've got Michael Morrison, Scott Dan's, a lot of old players in there.
Yeah.
Not much youth. And then the other one I'm going to go is actually a bit of a surprise. I think Blackpool. I think losing their manager to Aston Villa with Steven Gerrard's a huge blow.
Yeah, Neil Critchley. I forgot about that.
He did fantastic last season, and I think Michael Apton's got some Preston links. So, if he loses a few games, fans are going to get on his back. And the sign of Rhys Williams is an interesting one after his spell at Swansea, which, let's just say, was a pretty horrendous spell indeed. Yeah, I think Blackpool go down. I think Birmingham, they got new owners, so I think they'll spend a little bit. But yeah, I think Blackpool, Rotherham, and Reading for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't going to ask you about Rhys Williams because I know you were a big critic of his.
I did like the signing, but he's just really slow and he just couldn't win for his height. He couldn't win a header. So hopefully it works out for him at Blackpool. But even in Liverpool pre-season, I think he was at fault for one of the Man United goals as well, where he gave the ball away.
Yeah, you did win the league up until 2012. Oh my days, that's 10 years ago.
Yeah, long time. And I actually saw a Cardiff fan saying, he was arguing with Swansea fan the other day, saying, you only beat Bradford, but we had to beat Liverpool or Anfield, we had to beat Chelsea over 2 legs, Bradford, they beat Aston Villa over 2 legs, beat Arsenal. So
yeah,
it is what it is. Funny enough, Cardiff the year before was in the cup final, so it was very rare you see back-to-back Welsh teams in a League Cup final. Very,
very rare. Coventry have slapped a £6 million price tag on Coventry's Callum O'Hare. Do you think he will still go to Burnley?
I can understand why they've put such a big price tag, like what we've done with Joel Pro. Is he worth 20 million? Question marks. But, you don't want these players to go. But O'Hare's a good midfielder, good attack midfielder. Burnley, you look at that. They've got Scott Twine, but I think he's going to be playing more of a winger. So, yeah, I'm not sure if they'll pay 6 million, though, Paul, mate. But I think if Coventry lose him, then they'll have to reinvest. They did say Casey Palmer, but he's just not at the same level.
Yeah, Balam's asking a question. Do you like Wrexham?
I know Mike Green absolutely hates Wrexham as a Newport fan. I don't know why he hates them. I got nothing against Wrexham. I'm a little bit jealous of what the owners are doing in terms of basically buying the league. I wish we'd have that. But yeah, I think Wrexham, sooner rather than later, they'll be back in a football league. But yeah, I got nothing against Wrexham, to be fair. And they sing the same song as us.
Yeah, definitely. Birmingham look to have new investors coming on board, could save them. Yes, I think they could well be saved. But yeah, as I was saying, there will be more Championship content on this channel. I kind of was dragging away from the Championship last season, so I'm actually going to be doing some Championship content. I'll be giving you my season predictions. They do tell me, and a lot of people have said, predicting the Championship is one of the hardest things you could ever do. So I'm going to attempt it. And I'm going to probably upset a lot of fans, but I am ready for that as well. I'll also be doing a home kit video, and I will be doing an away kit video as soon as they are all released. I've seen a couple of teams that haven't even got a home kit yet. Luton, what you doing? Preston, what are you doing? Get a move on.
I know, I don't know why teams take so long. I don't know why they do it. I just don't understand it.
Get a move on, as I said. Yeah, it was Critchley, but that was at Blackpool as well. Connor Roberts sold to Burnley. That was a player many Swansea fans didn't like. Correct.
A lot of fans liked him. I didn't like him. I was one of the very few who was pretty pleased that he left, to be honest. I wasn't a big fan of his attitude. In a back four, he was very poor indeed. But to be fair, Burnley's done pretty well. Took quite a while to get into the side of a Matthew Luton. But yeah, championship level, he's decent. But I still think, he's got areas to improve on.
Yeah, definitely. I laugh at anyone who says you guys are bad owners.
Oh, Nate, we do have bad owners, to be fair, Nathan. In terms of they haven't come to a game since 2016. They only spend when we sell a player. They haven't spent a penny in ages in terms of their own money. But as far as I don't know, Vincent Tan, is he that bad, Nathan?
Yeah, I was thinking of that actually. Guys, this is the time. If you want to get any questions for Rhys, then please obviously let me know in the chat and I will answer them. Bluebird Legend saying it's impossible to predict the championship. Yeah, I think it probably is. I mean, I actually take my hat off to anybody who actually tries to actually get any correct. It really is a difficult league to predict.
Yeah, I think over the last two seasons, I've had four right each season, which isn't too bad. I've had a few teams completely spot off. Like I had Huddersfield last season, like 21st, Luton in like 16th. So you do get the odd ones out. But I think, if you're only one or two places off, I think you can give yourself, a decent score.
Yeah, definitely. There is a question about Graham Potter, ex-Swansea manager, of course. Very happy to see Graham Potter do well at Brighton and Hove. Yeah, Potter's doing a fantastic job at Brighton.
Yeah, we saw it at Swansea where, we nearly beat Man City in the Championship, which was remarkable to say the least. So, yeah, Potter's done very, very well. I think maybe his next job will be a bigger club, maybe a Spurs. I could possibly see Everton after him as well. I don't see Lampard last in the season. I don't see the hype around Frank Lampard, to be honest. If Frank Lampard...
Thank you! Somebody else agrees with me. Thank you.
I think he's terrible, Frank Lampard, honestly. I generally don't rate the guy. If Frank Lampard was Brazilian, Spanish, the media would be all over him. But because he's big Frank, English legend, I don't see any criticism of him.
Thank you, Rhys. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Brian says he predicts Burnley to struggle. Where do you think Burnley will come, Brian? I think they'll be top 10. I don't see them being in any shout for any playoffs or promotion or anything like that.
They've got some very good players. They've got Scott Twine, Connor Roberts. They've signed a few players from the Belgium league in terms of strikers. They've got Jay Rodriguez, who's done their West Brom before. So they've got all the right areas, but it's just that manager, which I'm still not convinced on.
Vincent Company. Balaam, that is a question you should probably ask in about May or March.
Yeah, I'll probably keep changing my predictions, to be honest.
I probably will as well. I think maybe one of the ones to maybe go up is Middlesbrough. I think they've actually recruited very, very well. They've just got Sack Steffen as well, so that's a interesting one. Oh, Nathan, top scorer.
Ooh. As much as I'd love to go for my man Joel Pro, I think there's only one person who's going to be, and unfortunately, I think it's going to be Teemu Pukki.
Yeah, I was thinking Teemu Pukki. Shane Long's kind of lost his pace, isn't he? He is a goal scorer, though. He was a goal scorer when he was at Reading, but to begin with, so.
I just look at the Norwich squad. They've recently signed a Brazilian for like £6-7 million. So obviously, there's question marks over where's Pukki to get goals from. But Pukki will take penalties. He'll score headers. He'll be in the box. I think Pukki's there. Other shouts you've got: Brad Merton, Diaz, Joel Perot, Emmanuel Dennis if he stays. But yeah, I think Pukki's one to go for.
Yeah, definitely. Pookie Party as well. Ooh. Oh, right. Okay. Last question for me. What is your favourite Swansea kit of all time, he's asking?
So all time is not many because I've only supported the club since 2011. So I'll probably go for the gold kit I think we had in the 2013-14 season. It was like white and gold, lovely kit. Bayern Munich have got a very similar kit this season, so I'll go for that one, Ballon.
Yeah, I do remember that one being in the Premier League. That was a very, very nice top. Very, very nice top. I've got to ask these two, Joma or Adidas?
Well, I didn't know Cardiff was sponsored by Joma. I thought they were still with Adidas, but yeah, I'll probably go for Adidas and preview for Cardiff. Oh, where do I think Cardiff will come? I've got to be honest, Nathan. I think you've signed a lot of players, which is obvious, but I think a lot of them are more squad players like Jan Ulwick. I like the signing of Rimon Horta, Romain Sawyers I like as well.
Shea Ojo. I like Shea Ojo.
He didn't really play for Millwall last year. He couldn't really get in the side, but is an option. But like I said, the main area Cardiff have to get is a striker because Max Waters is not championship level. Isaac Davis is still there. Mark Harris is just not championship level. So yeah, I think if you can get a striker, I think top 10 is definitely realistic for you. I don't think any promotion aspects because it takes a while for a squad like that to gel in. But I think if you can get a striker, I'd probably fancy Cardiff to get top 10.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. This is an interesting one because I am thinking of having what's his name, Ryan. I think it's Huddersfield Fan TV. I think his channel is. They've just lost Lewis O'Brien and Harry Toffolo to Nottingham Forest, believe it or not. So Paul's asking, do you think Huddersfield will drop away this season? Could be losing a few of their better players and thought they were quite lucky in winning games last season.
Yeah, I thought they were the second best side. I thought Luton were the better side with 2 legs, so I thought Luton deserved to go through. Losing Toffolo and Lewis O'Brien is a huge blow. If you look at them up front, Joan Rhodes, Fraser Campbell, quite old strikers. I think they've got one of the best keepers in the league, though, in Lee Nichols, but they've got to strengthen that squad now. And I think Carlos Corberhan's a huge, huge loss.
I would agree. I think to lose him so close to the start of the season is a bit of a worry. Is there any talk of Huddersfield getting a new manager? Or?
I think they've already appointed someone. I don't know who it was. I think they've saw someone already in the club. I can't remember his name, but he didn't seem experienced. But
Gary Richards is a big Everton critic, and he says Lampard is a shite manager, and will Everton go down? I don't think they'll go down because I think there's 3 worser teams off there. Like Bournemouth haven't strengthened. Fulham have been okay. I worry for Leeds. I think Leeds are going to have a bit of a strange season. And actually, the other team I really worry for, and I think he's taking them as far as he can, is Southampton.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Southampton. They've signed with quite a lot of young players this window, but there was a lot of backlash towards Rash Halford towards the end of the season. But with Everton, losing Richarlison, who was a big aspect for their goals, and Calvert-Lewin was injury prone last year. But it'll be interesting. Dele Alli didn't really get a footing, which was weird, considering they signed him. But yeah, like I said, I don't think Lampard will be there next season in terms of end of the season.
No. Hello, Ian. Hi, guys. It's Mad Darlow fan back. Hope you're well and not melting yet. It's cooled down ever so slightly. Let me just say that. At the start of the stream, I had water coming out of my my head. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. 8 to 10, they won't come back up. Might not be back for a long time, says Brian. I think that is a bit of a sorry, Nathan. Sorry, Paul. I do think that is a bit of an understatement. Not back for a long time. Do you remember Thomas Butler?
A bit before my era, but the name does ring a bell.
Oh, Nathan, I miss New Balance Liverpool kits. Nike's kits haven't really hit off with me at all. But New Balance now had Jome at the end in Ninian Park.
It's good to see that Cardiff have sponsored No Bail on their top this season. NB No Bail.
Yeah, fair play to Brent for keeping the same kit this year. Yes, I would absolutely agree with that, especially when money is tight. And boo to Fulham for their insane ticket prices.
Yeah, I think they're charging like their fans like 60 quid cheapest ticket against Liverpool first game of the season. So
Jesus Christ, that's
all
not bad.
the new sides do.
Campbell has been released by Huddersfield and don't think Danny Ward will get as many goals this season. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, Danny Ward, ex-Cardiff player, did all right last season, but again, over 30s now.
What's this? Hi guys, I was in the pool at 1 a.m. this morning. I slept outside in the sun lounger. Madness. You would have thought that in the 2020. Wow, you slept outside. That's mad. That is very, very mad. Hi Mods, he's saying. And yes, Brian, I think Huddersfield appointed assistant manager as manager. And yes, of course, Roberto Martinez was Swansea manager in the past. Rhys, thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your Wednesday evening to come on and have a chat about Swansea. You're getting very, very close to 5K, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm just under 80 away, so quite close now. And obviously, when the season starts, growth should be very good. And just hovering at 5K, that'll be a very, very good marker. Closing in on 1 million views and as well on the channel. So yeah, mental.
Fantastic. Yeah, we'll definitely need to get you on like a championship review show or something like that. It'd be great to get you on. The last comment of the night from Guy Richards: West Ham's kit is great.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Big up, lads. I'll watch the stream back. Just liked it too. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, remember, guys, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. And obviously, go and subscribe to Swans Away Days as well. Basically, if you go into the video, his channel name is there, Swans Away Days as well. But yeah, guys, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. How do you guys think Swansea will do next season? Who's going to finish higher, Cardiff or Swansea? That might be another question to Nathan later on. And another question is, which three do you think will be relegated from the Championship? And we shall see what happens. It's still England 0, Spain 1. England have 15 minutes remaining to save their Euro hopes as well. Is it coming home? Well, we will see anyway. But thank you very much for watching. I will be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock with Michael Bowers. We'll be talking about Sunderland, of course. The Black Cats make their return to the Championship after 4 years away. Should be fantastic. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye for now.